What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, this past weekend, Toyota released the new designs for the 2024 Tacoma, or the 4th gen Tacoma. And I was out of town when they released it, so I haven't got a whole lot of looks at it. Obviously, I've seen the stuff kind of floating around Instagram, but I haven't really dove into the new looks, the new designs, the new features, so on and so forth. So, right now is going to be my very first look at it, and I want to share with you guys my initial impressions, my initial thoughts on it. And we're going to go over this vehicle all together from all the information they have on the Toyota page and just kind of get like a first impression video. Now, before we hop into this video, I want to share with you guys the giveaway we have going on right now. I'm pairing up with Final Frontier Motorsports, and we are giving you guys a pair of Baja Design Squadron Sport lights. Now, I don't want to give you guys all the details right now and possibly butcher or mess up saying what the rules are, so make sure you head over to my Instagram and check out the post that gives you all the rules of how to enter and how long the giveaway is going to be going. I do know that it's going to be going for about a week, probably Friday to Friday, so make sure you guys head over, check it out, and get entered. And for all you people subscribed to me, you guys get an extra entry in it. Just go read the rules and figure out how. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to bring you guys a giveaway for so long, but we're finally doing it. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go check out what's going on with this new Tacoma. Alright, so like I said, I have seen a few things on Instagram, but just like pictures and maybe like a little promo video here and there. So I have a general idea of what it looks like, but I don't know a whole lot about the features and the interior and the different new trims they're coming out with. So let's go ahead and take a look at all this right now. Alright, the all-new 2024 Tacoma. So this picture, first initial impressions and the first things I noticed when I saw the posts on social media is that this whole new body style really resembles the new Tundra they just came out with, what, 1 year ago? 1 year ago? The new Tundra body style, it looks just like a miniature version of it, which is very different because, in my own opinion, I know if you look at other companies and they have like a full size or mid size, or even if it's like a car, like they're doing like a crossover sedan, whatever the case may be, you will see like they'll use the same design and just make it a more condensed, smaller version. I haven't seen that with Toyota a whole lot. I think that their mid-size looks and their full-size looks have been unique in their own way. They haven't just taken like a design that's already existing and shrink it down to fit the other, or vice versa, expand the mid-size to look the same as the full-size, anything like that. This is the first time I actually think that the two trucks, the full and mid-size Tundra and Tacoma, look like each other. Now, me saying that they look the same is not a bad thing in any sense because I am truly in love with the new Tundra body style. So obviously I'm going to love this new Tacoma body style. Let's start with this first picture. So to my understanding, I think the one on the left right here, this is a new trim they're coming out with, which we'll try to see if we could find further down on their page. But just taking a look at the front, like I said, the headlights look the same. That little kind of teardrop vent they have below them looks the same. The grille, the body lines in general, just like how beefy that hood is with a hard cut down. And the fender flares it has, I'm sure this is the TRD Pro right here. So the fender flares that they have right there look very similar. It's just like a miniature version of the new Tundra. So the thing that I was also not concerned about, but just a thought in my mind when they came out with the new Tundra, and especially now that they're sharing a body style with this new Tacoma, is look how high up the bumper comes. It goes like halfway up the face of the vehicle, right below the grille. And I feel like that's higher than normal. I don't know, I'd have to look at my truck, but I feel like that's higher than what the previous years have been. So when it comes down to aftermarket, and I think this is going to play a large part in this video, is how is aftermarket going to play a role with this new Tacoma? Aftermarket, that's going to be really high clearance as far as the bumper goes. But if you know like the second gen Tacomas, how the frame sits really low, if you try to do like a pre-runner style bumper, it slopes very dramatically and you're not really getting a whole lot of clearance because it still has that low point of where it ends at the frame. So I'm not sure how this would look or how functional it would be as far as more clearance when you go to do an aftermarket bumper, like a pre-runner style bumper. We're not really talking about a trail style. Yeah, this thing just looks beefy. It just looks more mean all around. It kind of brings back sort of that second gen vibe where like when I look at a second gen versus a third gen, the second gen looks just more aggressive, more beefy, more muscle, if that makes sense. And the third gen was kind of more sleek and like modern and and I don't want to say luxury because it's still a truck, but you know, more luxurious than the older pickup truck. So this kind of looks like they're finding a perfect hybrid of like beefy ruggedness with newer technology and modern traits to it. So the new Trailhunter trim, no, I'll save it till we find a page about this truck specifically so we can dive into it. It looks good. It looks cool. It looks like they're really starting to cater to the overland trail guys now, instead of just making like an off-road package. Now build it yourself. This looks like they're starting to go a little more deeper into the overlanders and starting to recognize their audience. Okay, this right here. I hope we find a section on the page about this a little bit more. But I've seen pictures of these like seat dampener things. I have no idea how these would work. Is it sort of like a rocking style chair where like if you get hit back, it'll compress the shock absorbers? Or I hope they have like a video or something of how that works. Okay, the interior here. This is what I'm most excited about because, as is with a lot of like Japanese style vehicles and stuff, they're focused more so on like performance, longevity, practicality, and American is more so like flashy, showy. Like we got a lot of interior lights and we have a nicer dash and everything, but obviously they're not lasting as long and things break more often. At least that's how it used to be in the past. I'm not sure in recent years because I haven't been in the market for a new vehicle in a while, but I could see it in my Tacoma. Like it looks outdated. Going all the way to 2015, that interior was really outdated. They spruced it up in the third gens, like I said, but it was more so like a sleek design, and I kind of felt like it wasn't rugged. It was just a lot more sleek and like something I personally didn't want to take off-road because I'm just scared of getting it messed up or dirty. But this interior, as we've seen in the new Tundras that came out last year, oh my god, these are beautiful, dude. Like it's the perfect combination of rugged and modern to where I don't feel bad about beating it up, but I still feel like this is the technology we need nowadays. This is the look and the feel we need nowadays because, oh my god, dude, that interior is beautiful. Again, this is the TRD Pro. Obviously, it's going to be like the most spruced up version, but dude, tell me that interior is not gorgeous. Like the steering wheel, oh, beautiful. It's nice, bulky, thick. You have something to hold on to. It's got all the controls you need. This shift knob looks aggressive. They got the oh shit handle right here for the passenger. All these switches and the screen. Oh, the screen. Don't get me started on the screen, dude. I mean, God, look how big that is. I'm sure we'll go further down. They'll give us the specs of it on the actual screen size, but just along with all the auxiliary switches and buttons and everything, it's, dude, this interior is killer. What is this? JBL. Is that like a cubby they have? Is that a built-in portable speaker? Like you could have it in there charging, and then when you get somewhere, you pull it out? That's freaking rad if that's the case. Okay. Let's get out of here. Overview. All right. Now the iForce Max engine / powertrain. This is where a lot of the gripe and a lot of the debate's gonna come from, I feel. So let's go ahead and talk about it. The iForce Max. So Tacoma's available iForce Max hybrid powertrain generates an electrifying 326 net combined horsepower and an eye-popping 465 foot-pounds of torque. Now these are really good numbers. They are definitely a bump up from my second gen, and they're still a step up from the third gen, I believe, at least horsepower-wise. I'm not sure about torque, but let's keep reading. With an electric motor located in between the 2.4-liter turbocharged engine and an 8-speed automatic transmission, you will feel the instantaneous torque. So like I said, those are good numbers. Those are really good numbers as far as horsepower and torque goes for a mid-sized truck. But at what cost? Now, I don't know. I'm sure I could sit on a fence like I do with a lot of things here. Obviously, like I said, those numbers are great. I drove the new TRD Pro Tundra less than a year ago. I did a test drive of one. Those things are peppy. Those things are fast. Those things are monsters. And I believe they're running the same iForce Max kind of powertrain that they're putting in this new Tacoma. So I know that they can move. They got the power. Don't worry about that. But I don't know how I feel about running a 2.4-liter turbocharged engine. Now, we've seen with other manufacturers of trucks go ahead and switch over to a smaller engine with a turbo. And I've only seen that end bad so far. I'm gonna pick on Ford guys for a second. I know a handful of friends who have had those smaller engine compensated with the turbo on those Fords, and it has never failed to break. It has never failed to fail. You know, it's they've always been in the shop. They've always had a problem with it, and that might just be because, again, it's an American versus a Japanese sort of like engineering and care behind the engine longevity. Or it could just be we don't need all these extra parts when we're off-roading and beating on our truck. That's just more shit to break. So that's probably going to be my biggest gripe about it, is the fact, like, I don't want these extra parts. I don't want more things that could possibly break. And on top of that, us mid-sized guys already get shit for not having V8s and having V6s. Now you're going to step us down even more to a 2.4 turbocharged engine? Come on. You're asking for us to get bullied at this point, dude. Okay, now we've raised the bar yet again. Available trail-focused features use multi-link rear suspension, stabilizer disconnect mechanisms, and multi-terrain select with crawl control. Okay, they might be referring to... Yes, they have these features, but I think these are going to be on specific trims. I think with the Trail series, I think it's cool. They're going to add all these trail features to a trail trim truck. Great. I respect that. All these guys that are going trails, I'm sure they're going to love this stuff. I've never seen it used in real life because I think they just added some of this stuff, if not all of it, with the new Tundra last year. Haven't seen a whole lot of content on it. Haven't seen it be used. But I see a lot of people coming out with it. Like Ford, when the Broncos came out, they had their, I think it's called their GOAT selector. It's like gravel, road, or gravel, off-road. I don't know what the different modes are, but a lot of people are switching to like a multi-terrain select, you know, with different modes that you can use. I don't know how different these modes are, how much they switch up the powertrain and the axles and everything, but more power to the trail guys. More options, more fun things to do. But as you know, this channel and me were a little more pre-runner desert focused, so I'm not really into this whole crawl stuff, but it's cool that they're getting those features for them. Ooh, now we have interactive stuff. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, let's start with the screen. 14 inches.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
14. So yeah, I mean, not that I've ever had a problem with the screen being too small, but I really like these modern screens, like in a Tesla or in even the Ram trucks. They have massive screens in some of the trims, and I really like it. Now it has Apple CarPlay, which is one of the biggest things I wish I had in my truck. Apple CarPlay is hands down one of the best things to have in the interior of your truck to make the drive so much easier and make your life so much easier. So super stoked that they have Apple CarPlay. I think they might have had it already in like older third gens, but we're here to talk about the 2024, guys. Come on. Let's go to the shifter. Oh, it's not the shifter. Oh, it's those USB ports they have right here above the X. Dual USB-C ports. I feel like that should have come a long time ago, guys. Come on. Let's step it up. I still have in a 2014 a cigarette lighter outlet and only one USB port and a bunch of dead ports. Like, yeah, I could have added one aftermarket, but it's like, dude, everybody's been using USB ports forever. Like, come on. Let's pick it up here. Let's see what this is. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Hello? I can't read it. Okay. The soundtrack of your journey is crystal clear and bumps through the 10-speaker premium JBL audio system plus an integrated JBL Flex portable speaker. Okay, so yeah, that one behind the screen in the dash is a portable speaker that has its own little home. I'm sure it might even charge there too. So that's pretty cool. You get a portable speaker there that can play as I'm assuming it plays as one of your speakers until you disconnect it, then it's its own portable speaker. And again, I think this is the TRD Pro version, so we might not get such a great 10-speaker premium JBL auto system. There's a little asterisk. Let's see if we can find that. Nah, that's nothing. Okay. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that with like the basic trims or any of the trims other than the TRD Pro. Actually, I think this is the Trail one. I see the little logo right there. But yeah, I'm not sure which one's going to have it or which one's not. But again, speakers on my second gen kind of suck ass. I'm pretty sure they're blown out. I don't know. So it's cool to see that they're putting a lot more care into the technology of this vehicle and the interior. Again, these features might just be on the Trailhunter. They might not be on every trim of the vehicle, but let's see what they got. Bed scene lighting. This is what I need. Second gens have no lighting in the bed unless you're adding it yourself. Third gens kind of have like their, I think you could flip on that reverse light to get a little more light in the bed. Even then, it's still not lighting up in the bed as well as it could. So now they've integrated them in the side walls of the bed, which looks super rad. And off-roader's work is never done, so keep it going way past sundown with the Tacoma's available meaning they're going to charge you more for it, available LED lights located on the third tail light inside the bed and integrated into bed cap to, what's the bed cap? Is it going to be like the, okay, anyways, into the bed cap, providing surrounding light outside the vehicle. So that's pretty rad. So they did keep the third brake light one. They now have the inside ones, and I don't know what they're referring to as the bed cap, maybe like that plastic trim around it, but it looks like you're getting a lot more light all around the bed for all of us guys who off-road and camp out at night. You know, you need to see inside the bed where you're possibly sleeping, where you're storing a bunch of stuff. If you're loading up dirt bikes at the end of a day, if you're loading up dirt bikes early in the morning, it's just nice to have all that light. Power up and down tailgate. Okay, I've seen a video of this on social media. With the press of a button on the key fob or push on the switch near either taillight, Tacoma's power tailgate can be opened or closed from inside or outside the vehicle. Now, I've personally never run into a problem where I haven't been able to open my tailgate due to whatever reason, like hands full, or I've just never had a problem using the normal latch. So I personally don't see a need for all this extra stuff like, oh, you push a button on the side of the taillights, or I need to push my key fob to electronically drop my tailgate. Again, to me, that's just going to come back to more problems. The more electronics and the more hardware they have that's not super needed or is on the outside and not kind of like interior stuff, more things to go wrong, harder for modifications. And like my tailgate, it doesn't rattle a lot, but I can tell from like where it meets the bed, it's got some friction where it's rubbing. So if now there's an electronic system that can lower it and raise it, it kind of scares me a little bit. You know, like if you're doing pre-runner type stuff, again, it's not gonna be a problem with the trail guys. You're not going that fast or like smashing as hard. But if you're doing like pre-runner type stuff or any hard off-roading, possibilities you're breaking more stuff. And if it's wired just the right way, or I guess the wrong way, once certain things start to break and the computer system starts to freak out, now it's affecting other parts of your truck. Like, oh, this is broken, I'm gonna throw it in limp mode, or disable this or disable that. That's where it kind of scares me. And again, going back to the modification aspect of it, that button, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but right here on the side of the tail light, you have to look on the side, there's a black button that you push and it drops it. I know a handful of people that like to swap out their headlights and taillights, so it begs the question, is that going to be a problem if you want to swap out those taillights? Is that button integrated into the taillight? Is it a quick harness that you can disconnect and aftermarket taillights will just be able to plug right in? Who knows? It's just, again, another scary thing in the back of my mind. Tacoma TRD Pro. Let's see what they have on the TRD Pro, because if you guys know from a previous video I made about the TRD Pro I used to have, I'm not, or I wasn't the hugest fan of the TRD Pro 2nd gen, because you were paying so much money for basically nothing. They've stepped it up with the 3rd gen, you know, putting the Foxes and the rigid industry lights and all kinds of cool stuff. But let's see what they have now. TRD Tune Fox suspension. The adjustable Fox QS3 internal bypass shocks features a 2.5-inch aluminum housing, hardened, oversized shock shafts, and remote reservoirs in the rear. These shocks give you the travel, dampening, and overall performance to take on whatever comes your way. Reading's not my strong suit, that's why I'm doing YouTube. I'd like to see pictures of the shocks. Maybe we'll find some at the end of this, but Fox, very reputable, if not the best shock brand out right now. King guys, don't come from my head. I run Kings myself. Let's calm down. Internal bypass, super rad, super rad. Like I've said, the 2nd gen TRD Pro, paying a lot for nothing. I'm sure these are still going to be a lot, but at least you're getting something. You're getting internal bypass 2.5-inch shocks, which is great. Now they say the remote reservoirs in rear, I'm assuming that means you're not getting remote reservoirs in front, you're getting just the coilover, which is still a little bit of a kick in the balls in my opinion. Like, again, if you're doing trails or desert running, you want that remote reservoir because the shocks will heat up fast without it. They already heat up fast with it. Like I'll do out in Barstow, if I do like a 45-minute run, my shocks are cooking. I could lay a strip of bacon on those boys by the end of it, and that's just 45 minutes with remote reservoirs. So without the remote reservoir, without that hose with all the extra fluid in it, those front coilovers, you're gonna have aggressive shock fade. And this isn't even on the trail version. This is the TRD Pro, which is supposed to be like their top line. I would assume more desert driven now that they have a trail version. So yeah, it's going to be kind of concerning if they don't have the remote reservoirs in the front. I'm assuming it's still the same adjustable Fox internal bypass 2.5 inch for the rear as they have in the front. So if that's the case, that'd be super cool because the rear end always gets the short end of the stick, you know? So the fact that they're going to have a 2.5 with internal bypass and remote reservoirs, that's going to be a super kick-ass deal for the back end. The front end, again, if it's not with the remote reservoir, it's going to be a little concerning, but who knows? Maybe they tuned it just right. Okay. These isodynamic performance seats, engineered to help keep you firmly in place and in control as you make the dirt fly. Scroll. These seats have upper and lower pressure gauges to help absorb every bump. So again, they're not giving you a real good glimpse of this whole exoskeleton. So I don't know, does it wrap all the way down under the seat and the bottom of the seat will compress that shock like it's a two-part system where the bottom just kind of, that's where it works? Or is it sort of like a reclining thing where like the shock will be the seat coming back and forth? I have no idea. We need to wait till they release videos or more pictures of it, I guess. Unless we could find some at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Who knows? We might find some. Aggressive TRD Pro styling. 18-inch... Ooh, no, I'm not feeling that. Oh, no. No! 18-inch wheels on a midsize? Oh! You guys know how I feel about 17s on a midsize, let alone 18? God. Okay, 18-inch TRD Pro alloy wheels and a 33-inch Goodyear Territory RT tires. I haven't heard of those. Okay, 18-inch wheels do not belong on mid-size trucks. And I will stand by that. Unless you're running some crazy big tire, but even then, I still think 17s is your move. I'm running 16s on my truck with 33s, and it looks good. My brother was running 17s with 33s on a 3rd gen. It was all right. It wasn't like god awful, but it wasn't like, ooh, like a meaty tire setup, you know? So now that you're running 18s and 33s, that's too much. It's too much, my guy. I mean, it's a manufacturer. I guess I could understand why they did that, but anyways, the TRD Pro alloy wheels. I know with that Desert Chase package for the new Tundra that they haven't released, they just showed it at SEMA and it's not actually in production. They collabed. It was a TRD Pro Method collab, I think. Or was it BBS? I think it was Method. Oh, shit. Hold on. Please hold. I think it's Method. Yeah, okay. 18-inch Method race wheels. Great. If this is anything like that, then you're going to have Methods on your truck right off the lot, which is pretty rad. If not, TRD's been pretty good about putting very fashionable, very nice wheels on their trucks. I just don't know about the strength of them. I would assume they're strong enough. I don't know. But that'd be really rad if it was the Method collab that they did with that Desert Chase package. Tacoma Trailhunter. The first ever Tacoma Trailhunter is tough, rugged, and most importantly, ready to explore. Built from the ground up to tackle particularly any adventure you can dream up, it comes standard with integrated off-road equipment from ARB, Old Man Emu, and Rigid Industries. Plus, its available third-party aftermarket accessory line, Trailhunter can be outfitted into the overlanding rig of your dreams. You think I get hired with that? Okay, so yeah, you can definitely see with the brands they have thrown on this off the lot that it is a very trail-driven. You only got the ARB, the Old Man Emu, ARB steel rear bumper, and trail-ready features. Okay, you're getting a steel bumper, trail guys. Trailhunter comes upfitted with a standard high clearance front bumper, ARB steel rear bumper, ARB modular sport bar, high mount air intake, along with distinctive badging and bronze colored accents, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so no onboard air. Rip. Sorry, guys. But you do get front and rear bumpers. Steel front and rear bumpers. That's pretty rad. especially if you want to buy like a trail ready truck off the lot. This looks like it's going to be a very great option. You're already getting the steel bumpers. It looks like you're getting some yeah, RT tires. That's pretty sick. We'll get into that next. They go over it, but high mount air intake, modular sport bar. I'm not sure what a modular sport bar is, but I'm sure you trail guys know because it's from ARB. They must already have it. Let's move on. Old Man Emu suspension with underbody protection. Woo! Woo! Trailhunter features Old Man Emu shock absorbers, 33-inch Goodyears. The RT tires, increase underbody protection with frame-mounted rock rails to take its capability and your confidence to new heights. Super sick. You get the underbody protection, which is really nice. 33-inch tires, super rad, getting 33s off the lot now. Old Man Emu shock absorbers, never ran them. It's a reputable company. I'm not sure how you trail guys feel about it. And frame-mounted rock rails. Do they have a picture of that? Oh, dude, those things are sweet. Yeah, those are nice rock rails. You can see like right there hugging the body line. It's not like the Predator steps that come all the way down. It's actual like rock sliders. By removing the rear seats, the new extra cab configuration offers you a fully customizable cargo area with lockable storage for all your gear. So are they just talking about like a little single cab truck or like a little access cab door? Is that what they're talking about? Like just not a full four door? Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. I see what they're getting at now. I don't think you have any backseat at all, but you have additional storage with that access cab door. Look at little pluses. Let's see. Seat back workstation, folds down, work surface functional, slides forward for rear cargo access. That's pretty rad. Reinforced. Oh, they got Molly panels back there. Shit. That's pretty rad. The little Molly panels they got back there on the side doors. And what is this? Lockable rear storage. So now, I mean, we all have the storage behind our seats and under our seats, but it's not lockable. But now it is. I'm not sure if third gens had that, but I'm sure there's like a way you can modify and get your own locking doors put on them. But now it comes standard with whatever trim this is. That's pretty rad. Okay, see, it says available iForce Max 2.4. So does that mean that there's going to be a second powertrain option like the Tundra has? Because now I'm reading right here, it says max horsepower, which means they're just boasting the highest number. So what's the other package they offer for these trucks? Is it going to be these smaller ones here? All right, so that's the end of the page and probably going to be the end of the video too, unless I could find out more. Let's get off of Toyota's page. Maybe somebody has more information somewhere else. Okay, so obviously Toyota's just gonna, obviously the Toyota website and the Toyota company themselves are just gonna make like a quick brochure type page and kind of show off the best trims and all that and not really dive too deep into the information. And I know other websites like Car and Driver that have like pulled all of the information from like all the specs, all the numbers, all the prices and all the engine sizes and that are gonna have a lot more in-depth look into these vehicles. So like I said, this video is already really long. So we're gonna end this here, but if you guys want to see a follow-up video where I dive deeper into more details such as like pricing, different engine configurations, more specs, like the more in detail, in depth, like what is going on with these trucks, let me know in the comments. I might do it just for the fun of it because I really enjoy this stuff, but that's the quick overview. Initial first impression, like I said, I love the look of it. It looks like the mini Tundra. It looks aggressive while looking sleek at the same time. Interior is just blown out of the water. That interior is gorgeous. It is beautiful. The TRD Pro, you're actually getting your money's worth now with all these internal bypass shocks and the added lights and all this cool stuff, all these bumpers, high clearance. I'm super stoked to see this come out. It's felt like the third gen just kind of blew by like that. But man, I'm so stoked that this is coming out because, I mean, third gens are nice. I like them, don't get me wrong. I really do like the third gens, but they just didn't really like wow me all that much like these ones are. So super stoked to see this come out. Hopefully I could get content on one of these for you guys once they actually hit the market. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out my Instagram to enter that giveaway. And if you guys want a follow-up video with more in detail, in-depth numbers as far as price, engine configurations, gauge clusters, different trim options. Let me know because I want to make it and I want to make sure you guys want to see it. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.